liking and subscribing. If you do not like and subscribe...
I'm sorry. Go again.
If you do not like and subscribe, us daddies will be very, very angry. Kidding.
Oh my god, I couldn't do that. That shit was so fucking funny. Woo. I tried taking a sip of beer in the middle of you doing that, and I almost instantly went all over you, and I was like, lock in. We good?
I'm crying a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
From the
That fucking
cringe.
hurt. That hurt, actually. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, hit me with yours. Where's the echo?
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Okay. Hello? It's not doing. Here we go.
Keep going. Oh yeah, keep going. Keep
Oh,
going,
yeah?
just like that. I cast no bitches! There you go. That's mine.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Mine was funnier for once.
Yours was funnier, and I'm not gonna try to even get close to that.
You just can't deal with the
You're
cringe
the
like I
sun.
can.
I'm Icarus. Like, it's not even close. It's not even gonna get close. That shit was hilarious. The only thing that could have even made it better if I had a leather belt to just in the microphone.
I'm not wearing a belt for once.
I'm not wearing a belt either. I got my stretchy belts on.
We'll be very angry. Damn.
Nah, see, it doesn't work. It needs to be like that. We fucked the
replicated.
podcast. Let's just become Foley artists and just start making weird noises in the mic and shit.
Welcome back to another episode of
Witches and Wizards. Hell yeah, brother.
All right, Caleb, what is on our agenda for
on the
today?
docket today? I believe you, a little birdie, may or may not have told me that you have something special in store for us today.
Yeah, so I realized today, well, I completely forgot it was my turn to pick a topic. I was like, you know what? It's been a while since we've had a Max moment. Applause, please.
Hold on, I gotta find the butt.
Everybody's favorite segment. And I thought I would actually do something Caleb is interested in today because...
What? No way. That's crazy.
He doesn't care about Baldur's Gate, and he doesn't like Lord of the Rings that much.
You know what? That moment when you realize bro is successfully rage raiding you, and it's Omni-Man in space. Like, I miss my wife. It's fucked up, Max.
But yeah, today I'm going to do something Caleb actually cares about, and I'm just going to do Cyberpunk Edge Runners, a little short and sweet one today, because they have a pretty small cast compared to the other medias I've covered.
Ed wanna. I bet I know her.
She edging my runner until I really want to stay at your house.
Hold on, now I gotta go cry. Pause the podcast.
We're gonna take 5 to go sob. Anyway. David Martinez is like a teenager, right? I'm not gonna take that chance.
I don't know. Maybe. Hey, he was in high school at the beginning, but the timeline of it is pretty wonky, so
it's not very clear.
It's like a couple years, I think, at least.
I'm not taking my chances.
You could just say end of the show, David.
No.
No? That's a no for you?
No.
Really interesting. You're not into it. Drug addicted, crazy men who are kind of insane a little bit. Not even a little bit, Max?
It's a little bit too personal.
No. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, obviously the next one, Lucy.
Hell yeah.
I did wiki this earlier. Smash. She is of age.
Let's go.
But she's not 18.
Wait, what? She's not 18?
No.
How old is she?
Wiki says early 20s.
Okay, yeah, I was fixing to say. I was like, wait, are you fixing to say like 17 or something fucked up? Like, I was like, yeah, she's like clearly way older than David, so.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that's a smash all day. You kidding me? Come
Rebecca is also early 20s.
Yeah.
Smash, but like in a friend's way.
I'd smash in like an Adam Smasher way. I was waiting to say that joke. As soon as you were like, let's do edge runners. You should see the
You've
look
just
on
upset
Max's
so
face.
many
You
people.
should see the look on Max's face right now. It's so good, dude.
Let's
Sorry, I was
see.
gonna throw that like a fucking flashbang. Just pow.
It worked.
It did work.
All right, Maine, pass. He's a bit too macho for me.
What, dude?
I'm gonna
Are you
leave him
kidding
for
me?
you because
To
I
get
know you really
cradled
want
by
him.
those huge gorilla arms
The one
and
person
watch
on
him
Earth
go
who's bigger than
crazy and
you.
kill himself. Come on, dog.
The one
That's
person.
that's a like bona fide. That's
Bona fide.
bona fide. Get it?
Yeah, no,
Nah, he cool as
you can
hell.
have him. Who's his girlfriend? It's not Kiwi. It's
Ugh.
I lost.
Oh, Maine's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking, I can't remember her name. I've
starts
only
with a
seen the
D.
show once.
Dina? Not Dina.
Dorio.
Dorio.
Smash.
Yeah. Real.
I love a butch lesbian
100%. Yeah,
with a
definitely
hall
lesbian.
pass.
With a hall pass. A little bit more than a hall pass.
God, don't they spend like half the show like making out on Scream in some way?
No,
No, just
No.
that one time.
I think so. Yeah. Remember when I literally had to like force you to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners because you wouldn't?
It was on my watch list forever. I just kept on doing other stuff. Let's see. Doc. Couple of shots and a little smash.
Doc.
The Ripper Doc.
Oh no, major pass.
I don't know
He
what
gives
it
like
is.
GHB roofie your drink vibes to me.
What is wrong with you?
I'm dead serious. He is like kind of freaky. Also, like the opening scene of the
I also
entire
said
show
that
is
I would
him
bang
like
the Drider, so
yeah, that's fair. Your standards are like in the floor. So.
I have incredibly varied standards.
Yeah, that's the word I would use.
Like I
Varied.
won't go for the obvious like male hot heartthrobs like Chris Evans.
No way.
Henry Cavill is the exception though.
That's fair, but that's because he looks good with long hair. Yeah,
He
I
looks
know
good with
you,
short
Max.
hair too.
Right, but the long hair is what sold you on him.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the Witcher show when you were like, Henry Cavill.
Well, no, I liked Henry Cavill before too.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
You
did.
literally never brought
Yes,
him up.
I did.
You literally never brought him up ever before the Witcher show. So
I thought he was super handsome and I would bang him, and then in that white lace front, I don't know.
Yeah,
I like
think
my
you're
men
just
with
a
long
fucking
hair, and I like my
poser.
women with short hair. What can I say? Now, Kiwi, smash.
Pass.
Really?
Pass.
Why?
She seems like insufferable femcel.
Do you know who you're sitting across the table from?
You're anything but femcel, Max. God love you.
What do you mean?
Okay.
I'm such a man hater.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
I am.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see. Who else? Oh, Pilar.
Pass.
Smash.
Mate, yeah, that checks out. Really tall guy?
That's enough.
What? I just said he was really tall. That's all I said. What? That's all I said. He's like 8 feet tall.
Who's the bad guy? What's his name? Faraday? Pass.
Really? You're gonna do Giancarlo Esposito like that?
I never said I wanted to bang Giancarlo Esposito.
Right, but you're gonna do him like that though.
I'm not gonna do
That's
him.
fucked
That's
up.
the point.
That's a wood for me, for sure.
Fair enough.
He's just cool. He's too cool.
I can see the appeal.
He's
Wait,
just
are you
cool.
talking about Faraday or Giancarlo?
No, Faraday. I'm not talking
Okay.
about Giancarlo. God, no.
Hey, Giancarlo's
He's old enough to be my dad. And also, like, I don't know, I'm not into that. He's not my type. What can I say? Although he's very rich. He's very rich, so that might sway the scales for
if
sure.
he's offering like a little something in return.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gloria
Pay
Martinez,
student loans
super
off.
smash.
Nah, that's a pass.
Super smash. Really?
Pass.
Really? David's mom is so hot. She has
I couldn't
got it
do that
going
to David.
on.
I couldn't do that to David. He's my homie.
Yeah. Don't you have a matching jacket with him?
Oh, no. I don't. What are you talking about?
I could have swore you had the yellow jacket.
Mm-mm.
I must be thinking of somebody else.
We saw one at a convention. It was like $400, and it didn't really fit me right. And you were like, "You should buy it." I was like, "No, I'm not buying this shit."
All right, last but not least.
You're forgetting one very important character before the last but not least.
Who's the very
Falco.
Falco? I don't
Matt
remember.
Mercer's the country guy, the
Oh,
with the
pass.
accent. Pass? With that mustache? Are you for real right now?
Dude, I am so close to being a lesbian. Mustaches don't really do it.
Dude, he's got like that Tom Selleck appeal for
Yeah,
sure.
like the Burt Reynolds.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
However, meh. But last but not least,
last but not least, I have a feeling I know which one it's going to be.
Adam Smasher. Don't
Barely
mind if I
know her.
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. You're fucked up for that, bro.
Listen.
You were literally. I remember when you first played Cyberpunk. You were like just playing this until
I just
meet
sent you
Adam
the
Smasher.
Snapchat memories like 2 days ago.
You did. That's why I'm remembering this.
I like created my character and I Snapchatted Caleb. I was like, all right, time to find and fuck Adam Smasher.
And then
I got to the level and I managed to get the perfect pic of him walking by as he's like, "You look like a cut of fuckable meat."
Crazy.
I was just like,
that voice line is insane, dude.
I was like, maybe you want to find out.
Maybe.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I think it's the slutty little man waist. The slutty little robo waist.
That's for sure.
I think it's also my affinity for wanting to bang a few Transformers, so that should be the next Max moment is Transformers.
Please, God, no.
It's either that or US presidents. And I'm forcing you to do that one too. Yes. All 40-something of them. Save for one, because we don't address that.
Interesting. Fucking crazy.
But yeah, just little short and sweet one.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
I'm gonna
12 minutes.
I'm probably gonna get death threats for saying that I would smash the Smasher.
I don't think that is an original take at all. I think most people would
and
also
I hate
do
what
that.
he did to Rebecca too, just like everybody else.
I thought that shit was hilarious. It was so awesome. That moment of the show was just
hilarious.
So yeah.
I was devastated.
No,
I was sand devastated.
No, for me it was just like, oh, is Rebecca gonna live and Lucy gonna die? Blah blah blah. And then Rebecca gets just zoinked in one fucking like
she gets pancaked.
And they don't even give it a lot of screen time.
They give it no screen time. They like replay it 3 times and then they move on.
And it was hilarious. Just like everybody was like, well, damn, that's crazy.
I was like, I really liked her. She was one of my favorites.
No, yeah, I definitely like Rebecca.
Whenever I finally get into shape, I really want to cosplay Lucy.
Yeah, you should. Shit, you can cosplay Lucy now.
I need to get skinnier. My problem is I don't like to diet and I like beer and I like whiskey.
No way.
Anyway, that concludes the Max moment.
So, Max, what's today's episode about?
We're going to rank in tiers all the Dungeons and Dragons classes. I know this isn't a Trench Crusade episode. We're sorry. We agreed we would do a wide variety of topics. We will do more Trench Crusade. We both like it. I'm getting into it.
Where's the aggression coming from, Max? Are you okay? Is everything all right? Ah, there it is. I wasn't going to say it. I was just going to say, no one's up our ass about Trench Crusade. It just does well.
I'm sure once we get more fans, they'll come to love whenever I'm aggressive. Are we including an S tier?
Sure, but let's limit S tier to 1.
1?
Yeah, otherwise it's not S tier.
Okay,
you can't. It's not Batman villains where you have 18 S tier villains, Max.
D, F.
So S tier is 1.
Fine.
Uno.
Fine.
Thank you. Okay, so
oh god, there's 106 subclasses.
We're not ranking subclasses.
There's 13 classes though.
Yes,
we can stretch this out to an hour.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, so first in alphabetical order, I'm just gonna go in alphabetical. Oh, I'm not gonna go in alphabetical order. I'm just gonna go in the order that I want. First up, Barbarian. Who's going first? Do you want me to give my tier first, or you to give your tier first?
I would put that in the B. It's fun, it's useful, but it's not the most imaginative.
That's fair. And this is a purely subjective, opinionated list.
Before y'all dox us.
Before we get doxed. For me, it is definitely gonna be a tier for me.
And A tier.
Yeah, an A tier for me. Mainly because it's awesome. The subclasses for it are really fun, and I like having a barbarian at my table because it means I can throw huge monsters and not have to like super worry about killing all the players, because like all else fails, just hit the barbarian, they'll probably be fine. So that's why I like barbarians as a class.
Yeah, I just don't think it's useful and it's fun, but I just don't think it is good enough to be an A.
What's your favorite thing about barbarian?
The muscle aspect.
Okay.
They're useful. They're good for big guys.
My favorite thing
They're
is the
good for like
rage mechanic.
intimidation.
I
I like the
like
rage mechanic
my
too,
favorite thing is
but
the rage mechanic because it's just like
there's other classes I like a lot more than the barbarian.
for sure. It's just like the best survivability class
I don't know, should
in
we
the
rock,
game.
paper, scissors for where it goes?
No, we have our own tier.
Like, oh,
I mean,
I thought I was writing down ours.
were we debating? Let's see here. Then just put it like high B, like B plus. You know, just right next to it, B plus. High B, low A.
I put B plus next to him.
Yeah, that's fine. Barbarian, B plus. We'll just average them out. Yeah. Okay. Next up, going in a kind of a pattern here. Fighter. Actually, I'll go first since you went first. To me, fighter
I've never been around a fighter.
I've been around plenty of fighters. I've also played fighters and
is like Will in Baldur's Gate a fighter?
No, Will's a warlock.
Okay. Will?
Yeah.
With the horns?
Yeah, because that's his whole patron. He made a warlock pact with, because that's how warlocks work. They make pacts with higher beings or lower.
It's been like a year since I've played Baldur's Gate, or 6 months or something.
But fighter for me is going to be C. Lae'zel is a fighter. I mean, yeah, but you can separate the character from the class. What's it called?
I agree.
I think fighter is great, but it's perfectly average. There's nothing special about it.
It has really good subclasses. It
has great subclasses, but just as a class in general, it's great to give to a newer player.
It's simple, it's easy, it's classic.
And it's like you know the bell curve meme of like, you know, IQ or whatever. It's like low IQ player, play fighter, middle IQ player, or like high IQ, no, middle IQ player is like fighter sucks, fuck fighter, and then highest of IQ, highest veteran player is like I only play fighters. It's just, because eventually you get to a point in D&D where you know so much about the game and you're such a veteran player.
Yeah, in my latest Baldur's Gate playthrough from like a while ago, I haven't touched it in a while. I leveled up Lae'zel to an Eldritch Knight, and she carries my team so hard.
Eldritch Knight's great, but like I was saying, at a certain point when you get so like familiar with D&D, you get to a point where you want a class that is super limiting, and so that way you can be more creative with how you solve problems. And fighter is that class. So like definitely high C, like C plus, but it's, and not because it's a bad class, just personally for me, it's middle of the road.
No, I agree.
Yeah. But my favorite thing is probably just how damn adaptable it is. You can be a fighter in pretty
that's what
much,
I like about it too.
You can be a fighter in pretty much any campaign setting, any campaign, any level, anything, and you'll fit right in.
Right.
And it'll be no problem.
Maybe I'll be a fighter for my next character.
Fighters are good.
Yeah.
They're good.
When are you doing your homebrew?
Sometime next month.
Am I invited?
I think. I'll think about it, honestly. I'll get back to you on that.
I know you're rage baiting
when you successfully rage bait, bro.
It wasn't successfully.
No, it was. The look you gave me was all I needed. The absolute look of malice, and you went.
We need to get a character, because I feel like the faces we make at each other would really add to the experience of Winches and Wizards.
Get a character?
Camera.
Oh, a camera. You said character.
I said camera.
Oh, okay. I'll just play it back again in the podcast.
I've had 7 concussions. We need to get a character. I have a speech impediment.
Cool. You don't have a speech impediment.
Anyway, what's the next character? I'm not validating
I
that with a
I
response.
saw you swallow that anger. The rage rate, it almost worked though. It almost
But
worked
it
though.
didn't, and
But
that's
it
a win
didn't.
for
And that
me.
is a win for you. I'll give you that. Next up, Rogue.
Hey,
Yeah, I
they're very
agree.
useful. I think they're so much fun to
I
play.
agree.
I'm playing a rogue assassin right now, and
Or
I love it.
rogues are.
And she's neutral evil.
I knew you would be high up on the rogue
I'd say
list.
middle of the lead,
I would
or
say
middle of
low
the.
A.
I'd say middle, but I can meet you at
Let's just
low
meet it at low.
because so many people play it. I just kind of
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
they're very useful. They have decent subclasses.
They've got great subclasses. My thing is, a, a rogue, the class and the player of the rogue, is really fun to play, very
Mhm.
fun to have at your table, but the usefulness of the class really depends and
Mhm.
hinges on the DM.
Right.
Because if you play a rogue, you play a thief, you play somebody who's really good at locking, like lock picking and sneaking into places and pickpocketing and things. If you never give the player the opportunity to flex the muscle that the rogue can do, the rogue feels super underwhelming. And if you've had people or a DM like that, and you're like, rogue is F, what the fuck are y'all talking about? That's why, because you did not play a game that was had your rogue's abilities in mind. If you build out,
I think the race can really help too because I'm
yeah,
playing a
that's fair.
Yonti pureblood and I get to like crawl up on the walls and shit
Yeah,
to spy
climbing
and
speeds and
assassinate.
stuff. Yeah, um,
I can like drop down Batman style from the
yeah.
ceiling to assassinate.
From the top rope,
It's
people's
Shayla.
elbow.
Oh god, my Shayla.
But yeah, if you've had bad experiences as a rogue, it's because you're
Your
I
DM is
9
not
times out
great.
of 10, it's because the campaign you were running didn't keep in mind the rogue's
Mhm.
abilities, which is fine. But whenever you can cater a campaign to your players and make sure you give moments for your rogue to shine, bruh,
I
rogues
really
can be
like how
the most
many
OP shit ever. Like,
I
you
really
can have
like
a
how
whole
many
thing
avenues you
locked
can
out.
have with the
Yeah.
rogue because it does have good subclasses and like
Hmm.
race can come into play too. Like there's so many possibilities and you can get so creative with it. It's so much fun.
And it's super consistent. Like, good damage.
Mhm.
The damage keeps up with the
It's a great
level. You
class.
never feel useless, and that's what I like about it. You're
Mhm.
good out of combat. You're good in combat.
Mhm.
You're good at sneaking around. You're good at talking to people. You're good
If
at
you do
lying to
high
people.
charisma
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. It's like good shit. So yeah, love Rogue.
like a star. Yeah.
Low to middle A for me.
Mhm.
Okay, next up, Monk.
This is personal
I think we're
preference.
gonna
I
disagree
this is
here.
an A. I think monks are
Oh,
awesome.
really?
I think they're so cool. They're so fun. You just got this guy in his robes and all he can put like thunder cunt you to the moon. They're
Yeah.
so cool.
I I love monks. Monk was my favorite class for a long time.
Mhm.
Uh
You know, our
I
boy River plays
highly
as a monk.
I know. I was highly considering monk for S tier, but I think another class is beating it out for me currently. But if you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would have said
Mhm.
monk was S tier.
I'll
Now,
probably come to the conclusion what my opinion on S tier
for
is,
sure.
like,
And we
once
can
we
always
cover all
circle
these.
back. We can always
I'm gonna
circle
put
back.
monk at a high A.
High A. I agree. I
I'm
think
glad I
monk is.
surprised you. I
You
love
did, because I
monks.
thought you were gonna be like, monk sucks ass.
No.
But I love monks. They
No,
fit
like,
really well in
our
any
monk in our
setting.
party with my dad's campaign monks really well,
Yeah, yeah,
except for whenever he rolls shitty, which is a lot. He has cursed dice.
it's fine.
I think that's part of the fun of that campaign, though, because we all roll terribly, except for
Yeah,
occasionally, and it's always at the best moments when we roll good, like whenever Vasquez gets to throw her poop everywhere.
or Captain Muerte rolls a nat 20 just out of nowhere. Fucking crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I like monks. Again, they're super. You can throw them in any setting. It's like, okay, we're in space. Cool. I punch people. Okay, we're on the ocean. Cool. I punch people.
Fisticuffs are translatable
We
everywhere.
go to hell. cool. I punch demons. Like, it doesn't matter.
Like,
Which I
fist
fuck with.
fighting knows no language or
Literally.
transcends language, if
Yeah, it
anything.
does. Speak in these hands. But yeah, I
Mhm.
love monk. The subclasses for monk are super cool.
Mhm.
My favorite is a toss up between shadow monk and way of the long death, because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, what's next, brother?
Paladin.
D.
Wow, you're better than me. I was gonna say F.
Okay, I was trying to be nice.
Paladins F tier. They're the cops of D&D. Fuck
Yes.
cops.
They're I'm also
They're just like,
Shadowheart's a paladin.
no, she's a cleric.
She's a cleric.
You can build her as a
Who's the
paladin.
fucking paladin?
I don't think there is
I don't know, but
one that I'm aware
paladins
of.
are such goody goodies. I do like the occasional paladin that's like, no, I serve a malevolent. Why are you doing hands at me?
Oh no, I was like listening to what you were saying.
Paladins are the one that like serve a god, right? Or is that a cleric?
No, clerics
I
serve
mix
a
them
god.
up so much.
That's fair. They're very, from a flavor perspective, similar, and they've really tried to separate the 2.
Mhm.
But
Okay, I'm
paladins
learning.
swear an oath and keep to the tenets of that oath. So the oath doesn't necessarily
There's a
mean.
little bit of room for creativity with paladins, but a lot of people who play as them just play them as the goody two shoes. I
Yeah.
swore an oath and I'm gonna bring you to justice, evildoer.
And I'll say this: paladin probably like my least favorite class, but paladin, when it's done well,
Mhm.
is awesome.
It's great. You know,
It's
for that, I'm
awesome.
gonna move it up to D because it can
That's
be
fair.
done well.
It can be done well. It can be done well.
I haven't seen it very often, but I've seen some really good
It's
concepts.
hard to pull off. I will shout out Lou Wilson in Worlds Beyond Number podcast. Go check out Worlds Beyond Number. It's probably one of the greatest audio only like podcast D&D actual plays ever. Lou Wilson plays a paladin in that, and they play the Oath of Freedom paladin. That goes hard.
Mhm.
Super hard.
What's the Oath of Freedom?
It's like a subclass that they made up for homebrew for their game,
Mhm.
and it's awesome. It's so fun.
Hmm.
But that's literally like the only paladin I've ever like encountered that I enjoyed how
Yeah.
that was played, mainly.
I also like in story, like within the DM storytelling, that they do something that fucking breaks the paladin.
Yeah.
That's oh god. Usually, whenever I enjoy paladins, is whenever they lose their reason to live.
Oh Jesus.
I like seeing them a broken, sobbing mess.
Like in my opinion, like Guts would be a paladin, and he's an Oath of Vengeance paladin.
Have you seen or read Berserk?
Yeah, I've seen like the first season up until spoilers up until like after he kills the kid and is like, what? Why did I do that? I didn't mean to do that. I'm not a bad person. And everyone's like, you're not a bad person. And then Guts is like, anyways. So, I've had it spoiled for me.
I'm reading through it for the first time.
I've had it spoiled for me.
I've watched some of the show. I'm loving my read through so far. You've seen that I'm getting the like $50 deluxe leather hardback gut or Berserks.
Yeah, those are cool.
And also, there's issues happening. I feel like they would not be happening if Griffith would realize he's a flaming bisexual or a flaming gay man. Look at him. He is a twink.
No way.
Anyway, sorry, soapbox.
But yeah, Paladin, solid D. I'm just not a fan of them.
It's only not an F because it can be done well.
And I will also say the majority of like problem players at tables that I've had are min-maxers who like abuse the shit out of Paladin because it's like a very powerful class in combat. And people multi-class Paladin all the time with other shit, and it's a lot. It's kind of bullshit. Okay, next up is gonna be Ranger. And I'll start us off. I think Ranger is not, if we're going off of 5th edition, not the like newer edition, I will also say Ranger is kind of F tier, mainly because hey, hear me out. Hold on.
I'm playing as a Ranger in Baldur's Gate.
That's different. mainly because in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition that came out in 2014, in the player's handbook, Ranger sucks to play as. And it sucks to have at the table because you have a player who like wanted to build a really cool like person who could shoot a bow and like do tracking and shit. 5th edition fucking fumbled the ball so hard. I don't know anything about 5th edition. Ranger really sucked at the beginning. It was probably the worst class you could play. Like the Beastmaster class was horrible.
That's what I'm playing in Baldur's Gate.
You couldn't have like your pet couldn't do anything. Like having a familiar was bad. Like literally the only thing the pet could do that the familiar couldn't do was make a direct attack action. That's it. Like pets were fucking useless. And that was the whole point of the class. So that's why I would say Rangers F tier. If we're going strictly like flavor or whatever, like Rangers are cool.
I'd say like B tier for me, but thing is preference. Like I like the companion aspect.
Ranger just to me feels like someone who couldn't make up their mind between a druid and a fighter. And it's just like
see, that's why I like a Ranger, because it's the best parts in my experience of the druid and the fighter.
It's not the best part.
But that's my impression. I'm allowed to have an opinion.
You're allowed to have your opinion. I'm just saying it's not true.
But like a C plus.
Sure. I put F.
I put down at the bottom Ranger parentheses 5.5 for the thing.
Oh, okay.
And then I put it like C plus for overall.
Okay. Sure. Next up is gonna be Warlock.
A tier.
A tier. That's fair.
They're fun. They're cool.
I would say they're a solid B. It's sort of similar to Paladin.
Actually, no, I'm mixing it up with the Sorcerer. Yeah, B.
Okay. For me,
I should have read about these before.
You probably should have, and that's honestly okay, Max. It's okay.
I don't prepare for stuff.
I put Warlock in B tier mainly because it's good. It's better than middle of the road. It's definitely not C tier. Right?
It's a little basic though.
But it's a little basic, sure. However, a newer player could play them pretty well because they do spells, but that's not the only thing they do.
Yeah.
And then second off, they're fun to have at the table for as a dungeon master because you can talk to them as their patron and have them do shit that their character might not necessarily want to do or might go against what the party's goals are or something, and that's interesting. But again, sort of like Rogue, how Rogue for me is an S tier because if you have a bad DM, it sucks to play as. Warlock's the same way for me for that. If you don't have a DM who is like, hey, who's your patron? Let's talk about this. What kind of relationship do you have with a patron? Do you want your patron to talk to you in your dreams? Do you want the patron to like be animals that talk to you?
Be a voice in your head.
Be a voice in your head, something like that. If you don't have a DM who is like actively participating in that
warlock
role,
where the rest of the party just thinks the warlock is schizophrenic.
Yeah, that's a thing, and I've played games with that as like me being the schizo voices to the warlocks, and I would just in the middle of the session I would text the warlock what their patron was saying to them, and they weren't allowed to show anyone.
But did they have to like respond out loud?
No, I was just like, your character feels compelled to do this. You hear the voices tell you this
or whatever.
Yeah, and it was just like when I text you stuff like try to do it, and if you don't do it, bad things will happen, because that's how it works with warlocks. It's like if you don't follow what your patron is telling you to do, typically bad things happen. Let's see here. The next one is going to be cleric.
F.
F?
I don't.
F?
My main impression of clerics is Shadowheart, and she's so useless in a battle other than for healing. Anytime I try to get her to attack somebody, 9 out of 10 times it's a miss.
That's because the standard array for her is done not well, and Twilight Cleric is not that awesome, in my opinion. Clerics in 5th edition, like 2014 5th edition, are the most powerful class. Hands down.
Nobody plays as them, though.
No one plays as them because people feel forced to play them. And whenever you do play them, people are like, why aren't you healing? That's your whole job. But there are so many other things that the cleric can do besides heal.
Yeah.
To me, cleric is C.
Okay.
A C tier. It's definitely not D. It's good middle of the
I'm
road.
gonna put it as a C minus. Meet you in the middle.
It is a classic D&D class that should be played, and it doesn't get enough love because of the like burdensome nature of the class. If
Because
there
you're being
was
forced to heal all the time.
yes, if you can play in a party with multiple clerics, I think that's the best option for clerics in my opinion. Or if you got to be really upfront with people like, hey, I'm building a cleric. The thing the cleric does, it can heal. That's not what it's supposed to do. But yeah, clerics are goated. They're one of the only classes that can like revivify, like resuscitate people, resurrect people. The god relationship is kind of interesting to play out if you have that in your
That can be
campaign.
fun.
But again, another reason why it's C is like if you're in a setting where the gods aren't really present, clerics are really difficult to like explain away why they work. And so like if you're playing a campaign where you're not interested in doing any kind of religious anything, it's hard to do clerics. So that's why they'd be a C for me. Definitely not F. I think you're crazy.
I really liked Shadowheart's storyline, especially if you get her to split away from following Shar.
Yeah.
I like her storyline a lot.
You mean Saloon? I worship Saloon. I wouldn't worship Shar. What are you talking about?
Shadowheart?
Remember, because it's
She's
a
a
secret.
dark Justiciar.
Yeah, it's a
Or
secret.
she wants to be.
You're not when you're a worshiper of Shar.
I
You're
haven't
not allowed
gone that
to.
far.
You're,
And neither have you.
you
by
haven't
the way.
gone past Act 1. When you talk to Shadowheart about her god or whatever, she doesn't tell you because she's not supposed to. Because
she told me, she's like, oh yeah, like I'm a worshiper of Shar. I understand if you hate me.
yeah, it's a secret.
And I didn't know who Shar was, so I was like, I don't care.
Like
I'll be nice to you.
Like probably a horrible, like one of the most horrible, fucked up gods you could worship in, like the setting. Just awful.
No, I didn't know, so I was just like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like,
and then like so many people disapproved. I was like,
that's like being like, yeah, I'm a neo-Nazi, and you being like, okay, I don't know what that is, so I don't.
I've like read into
You're
it,
hot, so like, I don't care.
Okay, I'm not after Shadowheart. I'm after Karlach.
For sure.
What do you mean for sure?
No, for sure.
I know what you're doing.
What? I'm not doing anything. I didn't do anything, Max. But yeah, like Sharn
I want that spicy strap.
Pretty fucked up. Speaking of spicy straps, bards, because the straps on their guitar,
I like
flaming guitar when they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guy from Mad Max.
The guy from Mad Max.
Fury Road with the flaming guitar. The best character ever, besides Jimmy Buffett in Jurassic World.
Fair.
I'm gonna say a solid B. I think they're super fun.
It's a D for me.
Damn, so a C for both of us.
Mainly my reasons of giving it low. My favorite character in Critical Role is Scanlan, but not everyone is Sam Riegel. And if you have listened or watched Critical Role,
you know I haven't.
I know. That's why I'm explaining this to you.
For some reason, I have a weird aversion to Matt Mercer. I don't know why. Matt Mercer did a good job in Arkham Knight.
Sure. I don't know. I
can't remember what else he's in off the top of my head. He's in so many shows that I've watched. Oh, he did good as Levi Ackerman in Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's I didn't know the name of the character, but I know Attack on Titan.
He's in so
He's in everything, bro. He's in everything, which good for him. Fuck yeah. I hope he's doing well. But yeah, Bard, like I was saying, everyone wants to be Scanlan, a Scanlan Bard, which is a person who sings and is like funny, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, I'll be a bard to be a joke character, haha. But you're not as funny as Sam Riegel, and you're also not nearly as talented as Sam Riegel.
And you're
singing.
Also, most people are not as funny as they think.
Yeah. And so
says me.
Some of the most insufferable people I've ever met playing D&D play bards because they're like, haha, I'm gonna be funny character.
I'm gonna sleep with everybody because it's funny.
Roll to seduce. It's like, bro, can we stop? Can we please fucking stop? And also, they don't really do anything
useful.
No, they do things that are useful. I would just say they don't do anything that is like holistically unique to the class.
I can't believe you're hating on Dandelion like this.
Yeah, well, Yaskier is more of a fighter bard, so multi-class than anything, in my opinion.
Huh?
He could be a fighter too.
Dandelion?
Yeah, yeah, but that's it.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, bard is like super dependent on your skill level as a player.
Mm-hmm.
If you can play a bard well, fucking go for it.
Yeah.
But when people want to play bards at my
It's usually
table,
not well
I
executed.
have to be like, hey,
No.
no, I don't. I will never tell a player you can't play something, but I'll be like, one, are you experienced with the game? If that's a no, then let's not do that. If you're not an experienced role
You implore
player,
them to reconsider.
I would be like, hey, bud, your eyes are a little too big for your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Knowing you in real life, you'd probably be like, "Hey, Betty, I love you so much.
but
Don't fucking do that."
let's not do this, please, because it will be painful for you. It'll be painful for me. So, but yeah, bards when done right are awesome, but
More often than not.
90% of the time, people playing
More
bards
often than not.
aren't doing it great. More often than not. So it's a very hit or miss class. So that's why it's in D for me. But you said B, so let's even it out to C.
C. Yeah, that's what I put.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
What's next?
Next up, sorcerer.
A.
D.
They're so
D.
cute.
Nah, they're like annoying, gifted, and talented kid.
B minus.
They're like a nepo baby. They're so annoying. And again, with the paladin thing, every like insufferable min max, like, oh my god, I'm gonna build the strongest character person subclasses into sorcerer, because sorcerer is just a really fucking good class in Dungeons and Dragons, especially when you're uh multi-classing, because when you get meta magic ability, I'm gonna nerd out for a second. When you get the meta magic in 5th edition, which is like the thing that you do to spend sorcery points, you can spend sorcery points to change spells on the fly and make spells do things that they normally wouldn't do, or make them better in a very specific way. That in of itself is a really cool idea. It doesn't make sense that the sorcerer has it, in my like flavor opinion. Like, why would the person who's like born being able to do magic just naturally have that, and someone who learns magic doesn't? Whatever. But whenever you're multi-classing, pretty much any class that can cast spells would be benefited by multi-classing into sorcerer, purely for just getting the meta magic. And a lot of people will also just take the feat that gives you meta magic a little bit, but it's not as good as for your sorcerer. Like, if you would just multi-class as a sorcerer. So that's why sorcerers in D for me, they're nepo babies, and they kind of, most people, again, if sorcerer is your favorite class and you're not a min max, are good for you. I'm not trying to come at you, but majority of the people I meet who are like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna like, and just try to like min max the fucking shit out of that character. I'm not into min maxing at all. No, thank you. Most of them are sorcerers. Majority of them. Same with paladins. Do you have anything to say?
I just thought they were cool.
No, yeah, you're more than welcome to share your opinion, please.
That's it.
You just think they're cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. What is the coolest thing you like about them?
The spell casting. They're very grandiose and dramatic and cool.
I will say,
I've never played with a sorcerer, so
them being a charisma class is interesting.
Yes.
I don't know why they chose charisma versus like wisdom or intelligence, because 5th edition charisma is like a very powerful stat. So I feel like they could have benefited from making them an intelligence caster or a dexterity caster or something like that. But yeah, having a charisma class like that is cool. It's definitely cool. I will say that's why it's not F for me, is because it's a charisma caster.
I put it at B minus.
Sure. That's fine. Okay, next up, druid.
Hey,
I also agree.
there's so
Druid,
much you can do with it. They're super cool. You can get really creative with it as well.
yeah.
Like
Druid,
you can eavesdrop as like a rat or a bird. Like you can like bring forth companions, you can speak to animals.
yeah.
Halcyon is hot, you know,
Jesus Christ, man. God, that's
as a
funny.
human, as a human.
Right, I'm cutting that part out.
What do you mean?
What, you wouldn't mess up with the bear?
No, you would.
You would what? What would I do?
You would choose the bear.
Yes, now I got you to say the bear, so you're gonna be like, as the when you're like, as the human, I'm gonna cut human out and put the bear there.
Hmm.
So now it's gonna look like you're a furry. Got your ass. I'm gonna edit it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that and not forget to. I was just trying to get you to say bear.
You're gonna get reminded while listening through to this to
and
see
then
what you cut, and
I'm
then
gonna
the
be
rest of the
editing
episode's
this.
gonna happen, and you're gonna forget again.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget. But yeah, druid for me, like in my opinion, the best class to play, like when you know the game
Hmm.
really well, druid. Like if you're a veteran player at a table with a bunch of newer players, play a druid.
And also, I feel like druid's good to play with a lot of DMs, whether they're new or not, because the druid can do a lot with the environment regardless.
For sure.
It's a
I,
very flexible
yeah,
class.
I will say the reason it's not S tier for me is some of the builds for druid can turn into like bullshit like summoner class,
Hmm.
which is like, yeah, oh, combat started, cool, I summon 18 velociraptors that you have to keep track of, Mr. DM, and it's like, how about no?
As a
uh
non DM, I love that idea.
right, but then as the DM, when you have to individually track 18 fucking like things that just got summoned out of nowhere, you're like, no, please don't do that. I'll just like say one of them dies, like one of the enemies dies, and we'll call it there, like, or whatever. It's, I don't know, it depends. Like if you do like summon whatever, like summon beasts or summon animals like once or twice, like the whole campaign, or you keep it to like, not a bunch, like
Hmm.
three. Okay, sure, yeah, three is fine. But like if you build the whole class around like summoning as many things as possible to annoy the DM, that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
valid.
but I will say, like 20th level D&D, I feel like druids are neck and neck for first place
Hmm.
of like just
That
the
surprises me. I thought you
the
would not have liked
no,
druids.
no, I'm saying like as like the class to play if you're
Hmm.
playing like D&D, like if I ever run a one shot where it's like, okay, we're going to play a 20th level one shot, everyone's level 20, build a
Hmm.
character level 20 however you want, play a druid. Play a Circle of the Moon druid. You can cast spells as your wild shape,
Hmm.
which is crazy,
Yes.
and you can turn into some crazy shit, and you can wild shape infinitely as
Hmm.
a bonus action.
Hell yeah.
Infinitely.
Hell
I'll say
yeah.
that again. So like I could do combat, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm an earth elemental, right? Okay. Oh, I get hit with a spell that does 100 damage. Okay, cool. As my bonus action, I'm gonna drop my wild as an action. Or a free action because it's not even. I'm
Hmm.
gonna drop my wild shape form and transform again into any other thing with
Hmm.
200 hit points. You just have infinite hit points. You just
That's
can't
awesome.
die. You just can't die. It's fucking crazy. Is if you ever are a DM and somebody's playing a cleric at that high level, you kind of just have to go. You win,
Hmm.
bro. They will out endure anything you throw at them.
like BBEG just like, you know what, fuck this. Fuck
Yeah.
this.
Like I did a level 21 shot recently, and I played a Circle of the Moon druid, and I had True Polymorph as well.
Hmm.
And True Polymorph lets you turn into just dumb shit. Like, so the whole world was crumbling or whatever. It was like towards the end of the session, we were really having to escape this like thing before like a giant door closed, and everyone thought we were fucked. And I went, Yeah, I'm gonna turn into an adult brass dragon. And my DM was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm casting my 9th level true polymorph, and I'll turn into a dragon, and then I'll scoop everyone up and fly out of here. And they were like, uh, okay. And then I just did it. because that's how powerful druids are.
That's so
Could a
fun.
wizard have done that? Yes, but I was also like wild shaping the entire
Mm-hmm.
time like crazy. So yeah, druids are good. They're high A for me.
I really am surprised that you like them so much.
I do like them because they're just like diet wizard.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
what
do like diet sodas?
I do. Next up, artificer or artificer.
Yes.
Artificer. What do you think?
I don't know much about them, but I think they're cool. I would put them at like a B plus or A minus.
I put them at a C in my opinion because they're coming. They recently announced a book where they're going to kind of go into the artificer more. For me, they're a C. I could see B. B is fair. Just put low B or B, just average B.
B minus.
I like artificer. They're interesting. I just feel like they don't really do anything that's like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, definitely depending on the DM.
They seem very handy.
They're handy, but at low levels. But at high levels, when you're giving out magic items a lot,
Mm-hmm.
making magic items that aren't as good as the magic items the DM can give you kind of feels bad. Because I've played some artificers and it'll be like, oh boy, I'm gonna make a magic item. And then in 3 sessions we find a bag of holding. So like, cool, okay, the thing I did to make us a bag of holding, as soon as I get to like level 3 or 5 or whatever level it is that you need to hit to make bag of holding, it just is like, cool, okay, I'm kind of made redundant now at high level. This is like, yeah, you're gonna find magic shit. You're level 10, 12, whatever, you're gonna find cool shit.
But also I feel like being able to make that shit can put your party like a step ahead. Right?
Yeah, but it's like, I don't think there's anything in the game that can just like negate a player's abilities like that. I guess maybe health potions, but if you like really like healing as a cleric, if you're a healer cleric and you build your whole class to heal, and then your DM is just giving out health potions like candy, if your DM is just giving out health potions like candy, that kind of fucking sucks, right? Because you're like, well, fuck me, I guess I'm not gonna fucking do anything. Or it'd be like a fighter, and they find I don't know. One of the characters finds a thing that does exactly what your class does. The artificer seems cool. It sounds cool. They're just Wizards of the Coast hasn't shown them enough love, in my opinion, to separate them from it. And the only interesting way I've seen artificers played, in my opinion, like, or not interesting, the only like unique, really cool way I've seen artificers played, in my opinion, is like gunslinger, like, which is just like cool because there's not an official class that gives you a gun besides artificer. So if you want to play a guy with a magic gun, artificer is the way to go for sure. So that's why it was like C tier for me, but B makes sense.
Okay, what's next?
Last but certainly not least, also 50% of the namesake of this podcast.
Wizard. What is it?
The wizard class. Oh. If you didn't see this one coming, you don't know who I am. Wizard's my S tier. It's the greatest class.
I'll agree.
You'll agree? Wow, I'm shocked.
I agree with you sometimes.
I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked. I figured you would have been like, no, I'm gonna make Rogue my S tier because I saw you thinking about it.
I would have gone Druid.
You really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
In fact, I do think Druid's the S tier. But for the sake of the
we could individually have our own S tier. Whenever I said you only get one S tier, I was thinking we were gonna do it like separately.
I say Druid then.
That's totally fair. Your S tier could be Druid. My S tier can
Wizards
be Wizard.
are awesome, especially like the more they level up, they get super cracked.
Wizards suck at lower levels. Everyone knows that, right? But if you can just have, especially in older editions of the game, the goal was to make sure your wizard survives past level 5. Once you're past level 5, you're good. in 5th edition, you don't necessarily have to worry about that as much, but mainly it just feels like you can't really do anything useful until you hit level 5.
Right.
Because
That's gonna be
that's
frustrating.
that's when you get 3rd level spells.
Mhm.
So I can get why people don't like that. But dude,
You gotta push through.
playing the game as a wizard and you know the game well, and you know you have good spells, you take good spells, you take fun spells, because you get so many spells.
I don't care how
Like-
small the room is.
You get
I
so,
cast fireball.
no, for real. You get so many spells as a wizard that when you, because normally in other classes, like picking the spell you learn when you level up is really hard to pick, because you're like, oh my god, what if I pick the wrong spell and I hate this and I'm stuck with this spell until the next level up? It's like with wizard, you can pick a goofy fucking spell that's bad, and if your DM is a good DM and lets you find spell scrolls, you can learn other spells.
Mhm.
And that mechanic in of its own, just having the ability to learn new spells over time, not leveling up.
Mhm.
Just like if you give a wizard infinite money and infinite time, they will learn all of magic.
Mhm.
I love that. I love it. It's so fucking cool. It's the best.
Mhm.
Because wizards are Batman of Dungeons and Dragons. With prep time, they will fucking beat your ass.
Fair enough.
With prep time, a wizard can do anything. If you catch them on their heels, you're gonna fuck them up, and they don't know what you are or what you're doing or how to beat you. Like they don't know anything about you. You're gonna fuck a wizard up if you catch them off guard. But if you play into a wizard's hand, if you
Mhm.
play into Batman's hand, and you come in and he fucking hits you with a batarang, butt plug and
Mhm.
shit, and he fucks you up.
A what?
Yeah, you heard what I said. I'm not like, dog. Be so for
Mhm.
real. Wizards are that. Wizards are, oh, you step into my bat cave, aka my wizard tower. Cool.
Mhm.
You're dead. You're wherever I want you to be. Actually, I'll trap you in a glass marble for eternity. How about that? Fucking crazy. Crazy. Wizards are awesome. I love wizards. And
And there we have it.
clearly, witches and wizards.
What are we at?
Witches
What
and
time are we
wizards.
at?
We all, I don't know. I haven't been looking. We're at a good time. We're just at an hour.
Yeah, really. That flew by.
It flew by because I can yap about D&D for a fucking minute.
No
dude.
way.
Yeah, it's almost like I have a lot of opinions. It's like we should start a
Really?
podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
God, do you have any closing statements? Do you have anything to say for chat?
closing statements. All of this was purely subjective in my opinion. If you don't agree with it, let me know in the comments in a civilized manner, and I love you forever. But yeah, sorry, paladins are cops, and if you say so, if you say otherwise,
You're a cop.
you're a cop.
You're
yeah.
a bootlicker.
Damn, that's crazy. I will say, I feel like warlock's more bootlicker than cop, because they lick the boot of the patron. And they're like, yes.
No, but if somebody's like glazing a paladin.
Yeah, the paladin glazing is kind of weird. Like the Venn diagram of people who like comment Skyrim is for the Nords and paladin mains are it's a very small Venn diagram.
Mhm.
The middle of the Venn diagram is very big. There's not a lot of people who aren't the same person. So, but yeah, fuck white supremacy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck Donald Trump. That's my
Amen.
closing statement.
Amen. Here. I'll drink to that, brother.
Tink.
All right. Well, we'll see you next
Later,
Tuesday, chat.
lizards.
Bye.